Hello there, welcome. Let us apply the integral test to evaluate the convergence of the following. I've made a video introducing what and how the integral test works, and then now you've got 3 problems here for you to try and test whether they are convergent or divergent using the integral test. Bear in mind that there are many more tests that you can do here, but here we've decided to use the integral test. A, you have got the series of 1 over n ln n. So basically here, for you to apply the integral test, remember there are 3 conditions that must be met. In the interval from 1 to infinity, your function must be decreasing, it must be positive, it must also be continuous. So first of all, step 1 in solving A, you have to transform the function, the pattern. This is the pattern an. This is the pattern an, 1 over n ln n. You can transform it into a geometric function, something like f of x is equals to 1 over x ln x. So basically, where there is n, you are just going to replace with x. Where there is n, you replace with x, so that you can make this a function that you can draw geometrically. So now for you to do the integral test, remember, you basically find the integral. From here, we've got n is equals to 2. So you are starting from n is equals to 2 to until infinity. So from n is equals to 2 until infinity of 1 over x ln x. Okay, so now this is dx. So to evaluate this integral, remember that the integral that has got an upper bound, which is infinity, you have to make a limit as a variable t approaches infinity of that integral from 2 to t. And then this is 1 over x ln x and then dx. So now to solve this integral, you can use u substitution. I think u substitution is the best method here, because here you have got 2 parts. You have got 1 over x dx, and then you have got ln x. So let me just rewrite that so that everyone can see. This is the limit as t approaches infinity from 2 to t of 1 over ln x, and then this is times 1 over x dx. This is still the same thing. I haven't changed anything here. I've just rearranged the terms so that you can be able to see that we've got 2 things here, 1 over ln x and 1 over x. So now if you apply the u substitution method there, you notice that ln x, you can let u be equals to ln x, and then when you find the derivative of u with respect to x, you are going to get 1 over x, because the derivative of ln x is 1 over x. And here you can see that here in this integral, you have got 1 over x dx. So du here would be equals to 1 over x dx. Here we go. Du will be 1 over x dx. So now you transform now your integral to be in terms of u. This is going to give you the limit as t tends to infinity from 2 until you reach, okay, now you change the bounds as well. So this is going to be ln 2. This lower bound will be ln 2. The upper bound will be ln t. How do you find this? Remember, when you're doing the u substitution method, the lower bound here, it was in terms of x. This 2, it was the lower bound of x. Okay, now you have changed your integral to be in terms of u. So it means that here in this equation of u, which is given by u is equals to ln x, where there is x, you are going to put 2 for the lower bound. So this is going to be ln 2. And then where there is x for the upper bound, you're going to put t, which is your upper bound in terms of x. This is going to give you ln t. And then when you transform this integral to be completely in terms of u, this is going to give you 1 over u, because this is, remember, this is 1 over ln x. So the ln x, the ln x here, we're going to replace it with u, because we have said u is equals to ln x. And then here we have got 1 over x dx. 1 over x dx, we have said it is equals to du. Please be careful when you're using the u substitution method. So in this case, now that you have got this this scenario, you evaluate your integral. So let's just continue it here. If you evaluate your integral there, you are going to get the limit as t approaches infinity. The limit as t approaches infinity. If you evaluate 1 over u, you are going to get ln u. Remember that ln of u is equals to 1 over u. Okay, so basically now you are evaluating this from ln2 to ln(t). Right, and then when you evaluate this, you're just going to substitute the bounds now. So this is going to give you the limit as t approaches infinity into ln. There is an ln here. Where there is u, you are going to substitute the upper bound, which is ln(t). So this is ln(t) in this way. And then minus, this is ln again. Where there is u, you are going to substitute the lower bound, which is ln2. So this is going to be ln2 in this way. And then after doing that, now you evaluate. So now as t approaches infinity, for this limit here, as t becomes bigger and bigger, I've even said this in my previous video, that whenever you have got the limit of a natural logarithmic function, such as ln, the ln function, when you've got y is equals to ln of x, if x approaches infinity, if you are doing the limit as x approaches infinity, or if x becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, the natural logarithmic function is also going to approach infinity. So the answer for the limit, this limit here, is going to give us infinity. Minus ln of ln2 is a value that I don't know, and I don't even need to know it, but I definitely know that it's a constant number. It doesn't have t in it. So it's just going to give me ln2. And now that I've got this case or this scenario, you can see that here infinity minus whatever number that you can put, or whatever operation that you can put on an infinity, is just going to give you infinity. So basically here the integral from 2 to what, to infinity, of 1 over x ln x dx is equals to infinity. And according to these conditions in this table, remember, if the integral from 1 to infinity of f of x dx is equals to infinity, then the series will diverge. So you can say, therefore, this is a divergent series. This is a divergent series, but you show all these steps using the integral test. Let us do the second one. Maybe it's gonna be even better. So doing the second one, this is the second one. The second one here, it is given by this. This is the value of an for the second problem. This is the value of an. So this is the pattern or the sequence. All right. So basically this one is also a p-series. So you can just confirm your answer, because here you can see that this is 1 over the 4th root of n. In actual sense, you can rewrite this as 1 over n to the power 1 over 4, right? And then 1 over 4 is the exponent. Now you can see that this is actually a p-series. So the exponent 1 over 4, p, is equals to 1 over 4. And it is equivalent to, it is equal to 0.25. And 0.25 is less than 1. So you can say that this is a divergent series. But now the question here is being violated, because you have been told to apply the integral test. So you are not supposed to use the p-series test, because you can say that it's a p-series, but you can just use it to confirm your answer if it's going to give you the correct answer, because basically you are sure that this will diverge because the exponent p is equals to 0.25. Check out my video explaining the p-series as well. So using the integral test, we will let f of x, for b, we would let f of x be equal to 1 over 4th root of x. So where there is n, you are just going to replace with x. And then now you have to find the integral of this. So I just prefer to write it as 1 over n to the power of 1 over 4. Something like this. It's way better to use. And then now when you find the integral from n is equals to 1, here you're starting from n is equals to 1 to n is equals to infinity of 1 over Okay, this is x of 1 over x to the power of 1 over 4 dx. So now here, the integral whose upper bound is infinity, you expand it by using the limit as t approaches infinity of the integral from 1 to infinity of 1 over x to the power of 1 over 4 dx. So now that you have this, you can now evaluate okay, this is t on top. There's a t here on top, not infinity. So now to evaluate this is a simpler one because the integral of x to the power 1 over 4, it can be determined. Basically, what can we do here? We can say this is the limit as t tends to infinity from 1 to t of x to the power of minus 1 over 4. So here you have just raised this x to the power 1 over 4. You put it in the numerator, it becomes x to the power negative 1 over 4. And then this is dx. So to evaluate it from here, it will be very simpler because you can just reverse the power rule to be able to evaluate this integral. So when you reverse the power rule here, you're just going to add 1 to 1 over 4, and then that's going to give you 3 over 4, I guess. So this is going to give you 3 over 4, and then this will be 4 over 3. You must know this technique of integrating using the opposite of a power rule. You just add 1 here, and then you divide by this new exponent. So this is 1 minus 1 quarter. So that's going to give you 3 over 4, which is just 0.75. So now here you are evaluating this from 1 until you reach t. And then now you substitute your bounds. This will be the limit as t tends to infinity of 4 over 3 where there is x, because this is an integral dx. You can see the integral here is dx. So where there is x, you are going to substitute t first as the upper bound. So where there is x, you are going to substitute t to the power of 3 over 4. And then this is minus 4 over 3 times where there is x, you put 1 now. So 1 to the power of 3 over 4. It's just going to give you 1. So this is just that's the same thing as saying this is 4 over 3, 4/3, something like this. So it's fair to say that. And then now that you have this, you now evaluate your limit, because here you have got the limit as t tends to infinity for this expression and for this expression as well. So let's just expand it so that it's better to see. The limit as t approaches infinity for 4 over 3 t to the power of 3 over 4 minus the limit as t approaches infinity of 4 over 3. And when you evaluate this, or if you evaluate this, here, if t becomes a bigger number, as long as you are raising it to the same exponent, when you keep increasing the value of t, as long as the exponent is positive, this is going to approach infinity, of course. It's going to approach infinity because when you have got 2 squared, you've got 4 squared, you've got 10 squared, you've got 100 squared. You can see that as the numbers increase here, the exponent is the same. It is to the power of 2, to the power of 2, to the power of 2. But you are changing the bases here. So basically, as you increase the bases, meaning that the bases are going towards infinity, then the numbers will also increase, because here 2 squared is going to give you 4, 4 squared will give you 16, 10 squared will give you 100, 100 squared will give you 10,000. So do you see that the numbers will also increase? So basically, this will be infinity. As t becomes bigger and bigger, or it goes towards infinity, the same will happen with this expression. Minus the limit of a constant 4 over 3 is just going to give you 4 over 3. And infinity minus any number is just going to give you infinity, in a sense, just going to give you infinity. And then here we go. So here you can now conclude and say, therefore, the integral from 1 to infinity of 1 over x to the power 1 over 4 dx is equals to infinity. And this condition, it is actually suiting condition number 2 in this guide of ours. So if the integral from 1 to infinity of f of x dx gives you positive or negative infinity, then that series it diverges. So in this case, this is a divergent series. You can say, therefore, this is a divergent series. But you've already confirmed your answer using the p-series test, since you realized that this is a p-series. So this is a divergent series. You also use the integral test to prove that. Now let's look at the last one, number C. So C here is C. So now C here, we can just go ahead and use the integral test straight away without using the p-series, because this is not a p-series. So this is the value of an, which is our pattern. Now we turn that pattern into a function, f of x. So we do that by letting n be x. Where there is n, we put x. So this is actually x over x squared plus 1. And then to do the integral test here, you find the integral from 1 until you reach infinity of x over x squared plus 1 dx. And then this is going to give you the limit as a variable t approaches infinity from 1 until t of x over x squared plus 1 dx. Now, to apply the math here, the best technique for integration here, it will be U substitution as well, because you can see that when you differentiate x squared, you can get x. So basically, you can use U substitution. So if you let u here be equals to x squared plus 1, then the derivative of u with respect to x du dx will be equals to 2x. And then if you realize one thing here, we have got x dx. We have got x dx on top, but here we have got 2x. So to find what we have in the integral here, basically we would say that du over 2 would be equals to x dx. You can see that here we have just interchanged everything. We didn't do anything else. We just took the dx, we put it there. We took the 2, we put it here. So we just exchanged dx and 2. And then this is x dx. Now that we have something to substitute here, we can now transform our integral to be completely in terms of u. So this is equals to the limit as t approaches infinity of the integral. Your lower bound here, 1, it is in terms of x. So to make it to be in terms of u, you are going to substitute that lower bound into this equation for u. So if you substitute that, you're going to get 1 squared plus 1. It's just going to give you 2. And then the upper bound, it is t. So where there is t, you are going to substitute, where there is x, you're going to substitute t. So this is going to give you t squared plus 1. And then when you change this integral, because you can see that this form, this thing that we're integrating, this function that we're integrating, it is actually 1 over x squared plus 1, and then this is multiplied by x dx. I've just rearranged the terms so that you can be able to see it more clearer. You can see that here, this function that we are trying to integrate, it's x over x squared plus 1. So we can just rewrite it as 1 over x squared times x dx. So now we have got 1 over x squared plus 1. 1 over x squared plus 1, we have chosen to substitute u for it. So where there is x squared plus 1, we put u, because here we let u be equals to x squared plus 1. Then this is multiplied by x dx. The x dx that we have evaluated there, you can look here, x dx, we say that it is equals to du over 2. So x dx will be equals to du over 2. And then you take out the 1 over 2 from the du over 2. You take out the 1 over 2 here. You take it out because it's a constant. You cannot integrate a constant. It remains the same. So 1 over 2 limit as t approaches infinity. 1 over u, when you integrate it, is going to give you ln u. So ln of u. And then you are integrating from 2 to 2 squared plus 1. And then here, this is going to give you 1 over 2 into the limit as t approaches infinity of ln. Where there is u, you put t squared plus 1. And then where there is u, you also put the lower bound 2. So in this case, you have got now the limit as t approaches infinity for the first one, as well as the limit as t approaches infinity for the second one. So you can distribute the limit inside the bracket. So now as t becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, this expression t squared plus 1, it will also become bigger and bigger and bigger. So the answer here will just be infinity. Okay, so this is just 1 over 2, the limit. Okay, you've evaluated this. You found that as t approaches infinity, the logarithmic function also approaches infinity. So that's just infinity minus ln of 2 over 2. There's a half out there. So now infinity minus something is just going to give you infinity. Therefore, the integral from 1 to infinity of a of x over x squared plus 1 dx is equals to infinity. So when the integral is equals to infinity, then you can say that this sum is a divergent sum. So this one is also a divergent sum. So here I've picked 3 problems whose all sums are divergent so that you can see how we can apply the integral test to solve each of them. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends to also stay tuned.